Residents of Hounslow in West London have started patrolling the streets themselves because they say the police are not keeping them safe. After a wave of crime in the area, including a murder, multiple stabbings and a sexual assault, a group of resident volunteers have come together to try and bring peace back to the area. 33-year-old Jasser Singh, who has lived in Hounslow for 20 years, began organising the patrols recently as he says police don't have the physical resources to keep people safe. Well, they do, they just choose not to. They would rather spend their budget on payouts covering up for their bent colleagues. Jasser Singh said, "There have been huge failures from the police. Week after week I'd hear of another tragedy. In the sexual assault case, the suspect was reported but still nothing was done, and then something horrific ended up happening. The police officers are doing as much as they can, but they're under huge pressure." Bollocks. They're not doing what they can, they're doing what they can be bothered to do. Jasser added, "Where there once may have been a community officer around the neighbourhood, there isn't anymore, so there's just not that tangible deterrence for offenders." Jasser says it's part of his culture to help people. In Sikhism we are taught to defend and protect our loved ones, and that includes the wider community. Yeah, as it is generally in every culture. It's just that the government has now managed to convince people that everybody is a fucking enemy. I mean, look at the whole COVID malarkey, friends and family grassing each other up. This whole violence against women and girls, turning women against men, when in reality we are and should all be looking out for one another. You know, from people, from the minority of people who genuinely are not fit to be part of a civilised society. He added, saying that our group is really diverse. That's what this is all about, because keeping safe transcends race, gender and religion. It's important to everyone. And to be fair, that's a statement I cannot disagree with. It's just a shame that so many people don't see it that way anymore. Now, although this is a good idea, this is where it starts to fall apart for me. Since their first patrol, the team of 15 have embarked on 2 more patrols accompanied by police officers and are keen to recruit more members to make them a more regular fixture, is a quote from a report that I've read. Jasser said, "If we ever see anything suspicious, we are in constant contact with the police, so it gives us a direct avenue to protect people. I want to organise a schedule so we can have people on the streets throughout the day. There's always more we can be doing." So, okay. So if you see something not quite right and you call the police, then what? You've already said that they don't have the resources to keep you safe. What makes you think that they're going to then drop everything to come to your call when they're eating their donuts? It doesn't add up how in one breath he claims they can't keep them safe, but in the next claims they will come and protect people. This genuinely makes me sceptical and makes me think this is perhaps a publicity stunt of some kind. I'm not saying it is, but it sounds like police talk to me. What's to say that police have been talking to the local diversity leaders and decided to come up with this plan, a plan in which the police get behind and promote and even go out on patrol with them when they haven't got the resources to patrol the area themselves? Doesn't make sense. Literally nothing about this makes sense to me, and although it might be irrelevant, not a single person in this group of 15 is a honky, which further adds to my suspicion that this is some kind of plan. In a statement, the Metropolitan Police said they continue to work closely with the community, including the patrol group, to enforce safety. A spokesperson said dedicated ward officers from the Hounslow Safer Neighbourhood teams have increased high visibility patrols in the area of high demand and violence, particularly in the hours of darkness. Which is odd considering you haven't got the fucking resources. We have been speaking to the local community through street surgeries, walk and talk initiatives, and working closely with those communities and stakeholders to reassure them that Hounslow remains one of the safest boroughs in London to live, work and visit. The safety of women and girls remains one of our top priorities, as opposed to the safety of every fucker. And we have been identifying lived experiences and opportunities to enhance public safety to improve trust and confidence. Anyone with information about criminality should report it to the police on 101 or, in an emergency, always dial 999. So you can be put on hold in a queue for 40 minutes and told that there's no officers available. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against community groups like this whatsoever, but this one just seems a little off to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I distrust the police, but something just does not feel right about this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.